And we're talking to the director of the project at Tennessee State University, Dr. David Padgett. Dr. Padgett, before we had our second commercial break, we promised that we'd give you an opportunity to continue the conversation. So let's just inform us in reference to this during the last 10 minutes that we have here.
Okay, well, in late last 2008, the May family and their developer came to me and asked that there be a research component as part of this project, and they wanted to involve students. And so, again, we negotiated a research project. I hired 6 students that I call the Maytown scholars. Christopher Norwood, a biology major graduate student, Nakiah Young. Nakiah Young actually was the first African-American planner in Rutherford County. Katasia Jordan, who's at graduate school at UT Austin, and 3 other students. And so their mission was to take the data that we collected from a variety of sources, including spatial information, using geographic information systems, to look at the area, map the area, and look at the communities that will be impacted by Maytown Center. And so after we analyzed these communities, we came up with 3 primary, what we call stakeholder groups. The first are African American, or well, alumni of Tennessee State University, who are almost overwhelmingly black, of course. The second stakeholder group are people who live in and around the community who might be considered to be green, or African Americans who have a environmentalist perspective. And then the third group are business owners, the people who have business interests. So those are 3 stakeholder groups that we're looking at most closely to see, where they might weigh in on this project. So in order to gauge the perspectives of these groups, we conducted a survey, the Maytown Center Project Stakeholder Environmental Perception Survey, in both paper format and online. And so we've been getting feedback from these surveys, and what we found thus far is very interesting. We found that the green or environmentalist roots of this project are closely linked to the Bordeaux landfill. You know that there was a landfill in Bordeaux that was closed down. The black community out there fought against it for 20 years, literally. And so there's a lot of sentiment in Bordeaux against bad development, against pollution, against landfills. And so that community is in the same council district as Bell's Bend in District 1, Lionel Matthews, who is a TSU graduate, interestingly enough. And so we've had some people from that cohort who are also TSU graduates. So some of these stakeholder groups cross over, who are surprisingly against the project because of its negative environmental impacts. And that somewhat goes against history, what has historically occurred in